Hello, friends. My name is Brad Beard, owner and winemaker for Mercury Wine, located in downtown Geyserville, California. Welcome to Cooking with Brad. And today we're going to be doing bacon wrapped shrimp, but it has almost nothing to do. No, it's like the recipe that I gave you guys, but this recipe is going to be a lot different than what you received for all of you that are tuning in to watch me cook up what's getting ready for dinner with Brad and Jim show. But for all the rest of you guys that are just watching this, you'll know what's going on. You'll catch up. You'll see what's happening. But what happened was I did a oven bacon wrapped shrimp cooking recipe. But right now my kitchen is being remodeled and I don't have an oven. So I've switched to the grill, which has its own challenges, but is also easier in some ways. And then if you got the last cooking with Brad and Jim, or dinners with Brad and Jim, whatever shows we were doing, can't remember, dinner with Brad and Jim, he said that I should not just wrap my shrimp in bacon, but I should wrap it in prosciutto because then we wouldn't have to cook it as long. But as long as we got crispy prosciutto, it should be fantastic. We're going to find out. I have no idea. I've never had it before. It may be too salty. It may be just right. But I can tell you uh, it's about equally as hard as wrapping the shrimp and keeping all of the stuff stuffed inside. And I also had a lot of people give me some feedback that it was really hard wrapping par cooked bacon. So we asked you to cook the bacon a little bit ahead of time to give it a head start so you don't end up with fleshy, gross bacon because you want some nice crisp bacon that in that way you can have the shrimp cook perfectly when the bacon's ready. So another thing that I've done is taken a little bit thinner, the old fashioned bacon that you would get in the 70s that you could read a newspaper through. So I got some really thin bacon and we're going to see if we can cook that at the right temperature to get it crispy and cook it on the grill and not overcook the shrimps. We got a lot of things to do. So first of all, you should have your shrimp peeled, deveined. Leave the little hanger on the back there. And then if you bought them deveined already, the vein is really shallow, so it's going to be a small cut. So what you're going to want to do, because we're cramming it full of all sorts of goodness, is go ahead and get a nice deep cut in there, pretty much a nice butterfly, so that you can cram it full of all sorts of goodness. It's still going to be hard to keep it in there, but it really doesn't matter how much makes it in or not. It should be fine. I think I've got everybody else ready to go. This guy could be a little bit more. I should probably do them all just to make sure we've got enough room to at least get some of that cheese to stick and a little bit of that jalapeno. Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, I'm a winemaker. Talk about wine, Brad. Holy cow. This is my Freddie Rosé. This is my full-bodied rosé. This is not a sweet rosé. It just happens to be a rosé made in the style of the south of Italy and the south of Spain. Make these more full-bodied rosés. So it just means there's more skin contact and it tastes more like a red than a white. So it should have enough body and acid to stand up to our fancy bacon wrapped shrimp. All right, so I got that real ultra thin sliced prosciutto. We're going to start with that one. And then we've got our little bit of jalapeno here. And you see how my jalapeno looks a little sad. It's not sad. It's going to help you wrap it. So you've got your normal jalapeno that doesn't want to bend very easily. So what I do is I leave the skin down, flesh up. I give it a little crack, a little bend, a little crack, a little bend. And that way it's going to mimic our little shrimp as it goes around, but it's not broken all the way so that it hangs in there. Pro tip number one for today. Lots of good things. All right. Um, Also, you know, there's no salt and pepper in the recipe, but come on, a little salt and pepper. This happens to be the Tony Chachere's spice, so a little bit of Cajun salty spice. We're going to be dipping it with regular Cajun blackened seasoning, but a little bit of salt and pepper doesn't hurt anybody. I know the prosciutto is going to give it some salt and pepper too. Freddie says, "Is there a snack for me?" Of course there is, Freddie. Thank you for stopping by, buddy. Come again. Oh, more for you? I don't know if I've got enough. Let me see how good this wrapping is going to go. All right, there we go. We got a shrimp. Stuff is barely stuffed in there. It's just going to be difficult. So I use my forefinger to hold it down. I've got my cheese in there that's trying to get away, my little bit of jalapeno, and I get a little wrap going. Here we go. And it's not easy. Everything is going to try to fall out as you're wrapping along. But that's okay if some of the cheese doesn't make it. It's not the end of the world. Oh, look, I had some cheese fall out. I can shove that back in at the very end. Oh, tried to get away twice. Get in there. I'm going to win. There we go. And then just give a nice little twist. It's okay if your jalapeno's hanging out at the end because it's going to stay with us. And so we've got that ready to go. Which ones are my prosciuttos? There we go. Throw this with the prosciutto. Next up is the regular bacon. Same thing. Try to cram as much cheese and jalapeno in there as you can. Break your jalapeno so it goes around the curve. Get your grill going. My grill's at 500. Woo! I'm going to open that up just a little bit. Probably only needs to be 400, 450. Well, that's okay. That's why we gave it a little check right before we got on there. So again, that real old-fashioned paper-thin bacon. This has also had the benefit of being out for a little bit, so it's nice and warm. So that's going to wrap really nicely. And again, the reason why I went with this really ultra-thin bacon is some people were having a hard time with the par cooked bacon. So I'm going to try to get a real thinly cooked sliced bacon so that we can cook it properly over there. I forgot my Cajun spices. There's going to be some on the outside, but well, that's okay. No one's going to know. And then we've got, because of the oven issue, I was thinking, how am I going to do this? How am I going to wrap things? How am I going to cook my bacon just a little bit without a kitchen? Well, Costco and many other people have the pre-cooked bacon. So this is a pre-cooked bacon, which actually should really help me with my cooking time. I'm not going to worry at all about the bacon being done. I'm just going to be worrying about the shrimp temperature. So again, we'll start with that. Again, Freddie needs a little snack. He's been waiting patiently. There you go, buddy. So let's get our cheese. Let's get the jalapeno. And we'll start the wrap. But now this is, not as flexible as the other ones. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult. But I know that with this a little bit of practice and after 3 or 4 of these shrimp, you're going to get it down. I'm not even looking at it anymore. And I can just twist that bacon around. But the only difference between this bacon and the others is now, because it's not quite as flexible and sticking to the shrimp, I just need to hit it with a toothpick. This toothpick's been sitting in water for about 2 or 3 hours, so it doesn't burn on the grill. I'm going to stick that through, and there we go. The recipe calls for adding some nice Cajun spices. Again, not the salty Cajun spices, just the regular Cajun spices, because the bacon should be adding a lot of salt to it. And sometimes if you're just sprinkling on, it doesn't stick. So I added just a little bit of olive oil, and I'm just going to baste it just a little bit, just so I know that it's going to be covered nicely in those spices. And I've got a little bit left over, so when I flip them over, I can do that. All right. I'm sure you guys can see there, we've got our shrimp ready to go. What's nice about this is you can do this also well in advance. So early in the morning, if you wanted to get all your shrimp prepared, get them to this point, just put them in the refrigerator, wrap them up real nice, and they'll be okay. All right, my friends, I got cleaned up, got everything put away. I'm ready to do some grilling. My shrimp are looking pretty good. My grill's running around 400 degrees. I've got a little hot plate in there. One side's a grill, one side's flat. Reason for that is, especially with the bacon that's not been cooked at all, there's going to be some fat dripping down, and I thought that might cause too much of a flare-up. So I put that down. My other choice would have been a grill mat or something like that, again, to transfer some nice heat, but not allow the flare-ups to happen. Let's see. Oh, that sounds fantastic. All right. I'm kind of push them down so they're making some really nice contact. You know when shrimp are cooked, right? As your shrimp starts curling up, goes from translucent to a nice pink. That's how we kind of know those guys are getting finished cooking. So I'm putting them, get over there, come on. Whoops, don't want to mix them up. I don't want to confuse the prosciutto. All right. Probably should have put my raw bacon down first so it had an extra minute or two. But we'll just monitor it. We'll know when they're done, when the bacon's done. All right, guys, I'm going to shut the lid, give these a few minutes. I'm suspecting it's going to take about the same time as it did in the oven, somewhere around 12 to 15 minutes. But the shrimp will let us know. Back in a second. Okay, my friends, my shrimp have been flipped. I had to fiddle a little bit with the uncooked bacon, but everything's looking great. Hopefully you can hear. That's a lot of sizzle in there. Tells me there's some flavor town happening. All sorts of great things going on this plate. Here's the bacon over here on this side. That was the one that was pre-cooked. We've got our prosciutto down the middle, smelling fantastic. And the ones I had to fiddle the most with to try to get the browning all the way around were the ones that were the uncooked bacon. But I think I got it. Probably should have washed this, but I didn't. So we're going to do it real. Oh, smell is fantastic. Everything's looking so good. Oh, try to get a runaway there. Come on. I had one of the bacon wrapped shrimp that was from the pre-cooked bacon. Do a little explosion, but you know what? That's just cooking. Stuff happens. No biggie. Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this. Looking absolutely fantastic. I've got to be honest, I am just shocked at how great the prosciutto looks. Man, it is just fantastic. So, oh, which one am I going to pick? Oh, look at that. Look at that. So I'm going to plate one little prosciutto. Let me pick the best one. There we go. Of the pre-cooked. Oh, no, that's not a pre-cooked because it's got a, yeah, pre-cooked because it's got a, don't want to forget to remove that. You don't want anybody choking on that. Yeah, I can kind of see that. It's, you really can't see that well. I'll move that up a bit. And then let's get the best looking one. Oh, look at that. Oh, holy smokes of the not cooked bacon. But I really think I got that cooked enough, but I had to fiddle with it. I had to, you know, turn it up so that the sides would get brown as well. And actually I moved it over to the grate side of the grill so I could just stand those shrimp up so that we could get that bacon cooked all the way. But let's see which one tastes the best. We've got our fancy dipping sauce. So this is the spicy ranch. So simple. Again, these recipes, I try to keep them as simple as possible so that you will actually cook these. Does make a big difference. And I couldn't find spicy ranch. Our Safeway was out of it. Come on, man. So I put some cayenne in there and made spicy ranch on my own. That's how we did it. Mm. It's hot. It's grilling season. I'm going in with, I've got to start prosciutto. It's just, it just, first of all, you can smell the prosciutto. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, these are flaming hot. I'm going to have to be careful here. I'm going in without the dipping sauce first. I just want to see what the flavor is looking like. Oh, like I was also telling you, you can see the flesh is a beautiful white color. It hasn't gone gray, so it's gone from translucent to this nice white color, so I know I've cooked it properly. Spicy, jalapeno-y, shrimp. Um, very salty. I was worried a little bit about that with the prosciutto, but it's not too salty. Honestly, I think if I dip it, that'll help mitigate that sauce a little bit. But the crispy prosciutto and shrimp, come on, that's delicious. Oh, oh, prosciutto. Wow, that's two thumbs up. For me, with my super sensitive winemaker palate, a smidgen salty, but I like it very much. Yes. All right. Prosciutto's good. We'll be doing that with for the dinner series. Mm. See, that was my pre-made there. All right, I'm going to go with the one with the just the ultra thin 1970s, you know, Oscar Mayer bacon style thing. Again, I've got a really good cook on the shrimp, but I was really trying to make sure that we could get all of the bacon cooked properly. Here's a little spot that's not going to be as crispy, but I think I've got a good cook through. Mm. Everything's perfect. What the bacon's giving it that the prosciutto couldn't is the smoky flavor. I liked the prosciutto, but there was no smoke. This, I still get the nice little bite of jalapeno. It's not hot at all. There's hardly any of it in there. That little bit of cheese, not really affecting much, but a nice smoky, bacony flavor, and that nice shrimp. Yeah, then that nice ranch to kind of balance the heat. Um, well, that's actually that's fantastic. That's kind of what it should be. And then my cheater bacon, where it was fully cooked. Now, what's nice about the cheater bacon at fully cooked, I didn't have to worry about the bacon actually being cooked. If it was just all cheater pre-cooked bacon, all I would have to worry about is getting a little crispiness to it, and then getting the shrimp cooked to the perfect temperature, and not have to worry about going overdone. The bacon's more crisp, but not as smoky. Well rounded because it's not as smoky. Um, I can taste more of the shrimp. Mm, great with the sauce. Honestly, I could do it with or without the sauce. Actually, I've got a little of my Cajun sauce right over here. Let's see if that's any good still. Um, I like the sauce because it was there to kind of add texture and extra flavors, especially if the Cajun spices are too hot for you. Um, man, absolutely fantastic. All right, I think we're done. We've got a great, we have bacon done three ways. Um, if you want to do it in the oven, follow the oven recipe. Pop it in the oven. Flip it after, I think, a few minutes. I can't remember what it is. Get it in the oven, get it crispy on one side, flip it over, get it crispy on the other, and it's ready to go. That's a little more set and forget. You don't have to pay attention. You don't have to worry about flare ups and stuff like that. But I'm actually a big fan of all three of these, and I think I'll serve all three for the Dinner with Brad and Jim show. So thank you guys very much. I certainly hope you enjoyed, and I hope I'll be seeing you in just a week or so for the Dinner with Brad and Jim. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.